Hello, YouTubeverse. What is going on? Let me discuss with you. I'm going to a drag show today. Very happy. I got white nails, which I freaking love. But I am hanging out with some friends, which is pretty cool. I have read a lot about transitioning and stuff. But look at this. Isn't this just the cutest thing ever? I mean, I look phenomenal, whether you like it or not. A good feeling I have today. I must say, my doses are definitely normalizing a little bit because I had a kind of depressive week last week, and then this week I'm actually feeling pretty good. So, hooray to whatever's happening. Also, I just noticed that magnesium is actually very important for transition or for people taking HRT. Now, you can ask me why. Let me tell you why. So, if you are taking HRT or not, but if you are taking HRT, your body needs a lot of liquids. Your body's going through a lot of changes, so your electrolytes are being depleted. And one of those like really powerful electrolytes that you use for your body is your magnesium. If your magnesium is very low, you might have issues with transition or with your receptors. So here is how this works. When I first started my vitamin D supplementation, I realized like, oh wow, I'm taking vitamin D, but I also took magnesium with it. And that's kind of the only time when I saw feminization. Like I literally saw my legs get wider in like a couple of weeks. And I also saw my face get rounder, which I was just like, oh, it's working. So it's good. But I just put this into vitamin D and I did not think it was like the magnesium part. Now, after doing monotherapy for a while, I realized like my body's not changing. I'm kind of stuck again. My prolactin is high again. So now I dropped my estrogen once more because more does not mean better when you take in estrogen or HRT. Trust me, more is not better. More is actually harmful for you. More is going to make you whole. It's literally like a plant. I don't know if you can see my plant. If you have a plant, you do not want to overwater it, but you also do not want to underwater it, right? You don't want it to be thirsty, but you also do not want it to be drowning. So this is the same thing. When I was on too much estrogen for my body, because your body might be also different. So your body might be content with 400 pg ml in your bloodstream. My body took that 400 and something as too high. But also, I think this has to do with vitamin D and magnesium. Now, why? So, vitamin D activates certain parts of your pituitary gland, which is actually connected with my prolactin. Now, because I had vitamin D deficiency, my body was not really responding to estrogen into my body, and it was taking it as we have an excess of something, so we need to fight it back. So my body was like, oh, too much estrogen that's not being flushed out, and that's where magnesium comes in. So we need to produce prolactin to counterbalance what's happening with all this estrogen, because I cannot just have too much of one thing and not the other, right? So eventually, I decided to drop my estrogen dose, just literally chop it in half. And with this, I am literally seeing less lactation and definitely less puffiness. So I look definitely less puffed right now. Look at these. But magnesium comes in. Now, vitamin D regulates your pituitary gland, your dopamine receptor, your serotonin, which in place draws down your prolactin levels. Right, prolactin is connected in that same area where vitamin D is. Now, when you control for vitamin D, prolactin should drop. But what does vitamin D need to actually work? Vitamin D needs magnesium. And this is where, when I took magnesium, because I read about it and I did it and I just said, well, I'm probably not doing anything because my vitamin D is good. But the same thing I had with estrogen, I had with vitamin D. I had a whole lot of vitamin D happening. So my body was actually feeling better. But my estrogen was not doing anything because the vitamin D was not getting enough electrolytes, magnesium, to actually do its job to create these estrogen receptors in my body. So now I just got my vitamin D supplement. And I have taken this for the past couple of days. The first day, horrible. My stomach, my bowels were just literally suffering. So, and I read about like, well, why did this happen? And they said you have to take it with food. And if you have a deficiency and you take a big dose, even though this is like the recommended dose, if you take a big dose, then it's going to go out because your body's going to take what it needs now, and everything else is going to be like a shock. Because like, oh, this is too much, and then you just flush everything out. So the day after, which is yesterday, I took the same dose, but I took it with food, and I did not have any problems, and actually was feeling very happy. And I was drinking a lot more water because I usually drink a lot of water. I'm always thirsty because I don't drink coffee. I don't drink like energy drinks or Coke or Pepsi or whatever. So I'm realizing that my body has been thirsty for a long time. And even when I was drinking a lot of water, I was just flushing the whole thing out. So I'm drinking here, I'm peeing out. I'm drinking here and I'm peeing it out. Useless. So now I am taking my magnesium, which means I'm getting all the electrolytes that I need for my body. And I think my body is actually doing better taking all this vitamin D and using it, taking all this estrogen and putting it to work. And now my body can flush this extra estrogen that could be, transferred into estrone, which is not great. Because if you have too much estrogen that's not flushed out, it stays in the liver and that messes up with your whole body. Your body likes balance, not too much, not too little. Too much of one thing is horrible. So now my body is working well, I think, because yesterday I was very happy. I was just giggling, talking around. Today, girl, I look beautiful. I feel beautiful. Even before I put my makeup and I just went to get some groceries. I mean, I could show you, right? So I'm wearing this, which I think is pretty cute. And yeah, I'm just digging it. I'm digging everything about it. And I'm going to go see a drag show right now. So I'm going to keep this one short. Also, I love this song. Check this out. I think in the drag they're going to play some electronic music. I'm not actually sure. But I love this guy. I'm actually like a go-go dancer in secret. Like I just dance so much and so many people approach me. So many men and women approach me in a club because I just keep moving in a very feminine way. Apparently that's what I've been told. And someone told me like, I thought you work here. Like if they give me a job and they give me a space where I'm safe and dancing and then I get paid for it, I'm definitely going to do it because I love dancing. I just people leave me alone. Right. Okay. See ya.